Kyle Klingman here of Track Wrestling, and we are in front of the wrestling facility at Campbell University with head wrestling coach Cary Kolat. You're going to show us the facility, all inclusive. We just had a chance to look through this, but take us through the concept and how it's designed for what you need.
Yeah, so if you go to most facilities, and I think you're going to see things change, but you always have your office somewhere, whether your AD wants you to be close, and so they have a separate office building, and a lot of times you have to walk and go to your facility and stuff. So this is the idea is all inclusive. So our offices are mat side. Our guys have a locker room there. They've got their academic study lounge, they've got their cardio room, they've got a conference room, so they've got all these places they can study, hang out, watch movies, train, get done what they need to get done. For me, it's awesome. For my staff, it's awesome. Somebody comes in and says, hey, I need help, and in 5 minutes you can be dressed and on the mat with them. Or I can pop out of my office at any time, or any of my staff members can, and see what's going on. But it's great. The guys have a key card swipe, so they can swipe in. They're here 10, 11 p.m. depending on what they're doing, whether they're studying or training or can't sleep, and just come over and get a workout in. So it's been great for the guys.
And as we came into the facility, we overheard someone on a tour saying that wrestling was the best program. That has to make you feel good that it's getting that reputation.
Yeah. I mean, we're not the best program, but I appreciate people's in terms of perspective. But golf has been at a pretty good program here for a long time, and that coach is unbelievable, and with his recruiting and the talent he brings in. But we're just trying to catch up to him.
And you had said in an interview we had with you earlier that you have flexibility here, that if you want to do an outdoor practice or do something creative, you don't have to jump through a lot of hoops. That has to be a unique edge that you have.
Yeah, because at a small school, you're going to build relationships with your facilities, your admin, your administration, and things back here. You're in the South, so it's a little easy going, right? So we throw the mats out, and on a nice day, so we're not trapped in a box. But with the new windows in the facility, we don't feel like we're in a box anymore. But yeah, that's been a great benefit of being here.
Let's take a look at the facility.
Sure.
Walk through here. Take us through.
So, lobby, entryway. We just hired a social media director, so they'll just be in charge of handling our social media, our promotion and marketing of our program. That's their only job. Entryway light, during the day here you don't see it, but that lights up. So this will be their desk right here, and at this point you can just kind of turn this hallway here, and you see our All-American Nathan Kreiser walking down, but you get a good perspective of the hallway with the graphics and all the accomplishments of the guys and the team as a program here that run down the wall. This year we get to update most of these with the things we did this year, with taking 6 guys to nationals, winning conference, winning the regular season, academics, our heavyweight will be competing in the world championships again. So all our boards change, and then, you can step right here and kind of get a perspective of the room. We've got some history when the program started up to some present. Fighting Campbell's logo down there, and 3 mats run down with the wall pads. So we have chairs on the side for the guys to sit. We love it because we get a lot of fans who walk in and will sit and watch practice. We have a guy, Dr. Taylor. He's been here longer than anyone on campus. I think he's 77, still doing triathlons. Was in the psychology department. He's from Oklahoma. Knew Dave Schultz and all those guys when they were competing. And so he's been here since, I think, 1963, I believe he told me he came here. And so he's a big supporter of our program. He's in here using our equipment and working out. But the original room was at where those double doors ended. This was one solid wall, 2 mats that almost slid to that wall down there, so we didn't have that space. So where I'm at right here with this graphic and this window is all brand new addition, along with everything. We busted out these walls and punched out the windows and added all the office space you see on the left.
How is 3 mats? Does that work for you?
Perfect. They asked me originally if I wanted 4, and you get the 4. You honestly, at 3 you can see a guy drilling down there, and you can see his tempo, and you can control the room. You get to 4, then sometimes guys can hide in plain sight on you if they're not pushing. So I prefer 3. It's a little tight. We start with a big team every year. We'll start next year again. We'll probably start with 50 guys, and like any wrestling program, you're going to lose some guys, and we'll get it down to about 40 by the time the end of the season rolls out.
And this is sufficient for you. This
works. It's sufficient. A little tight at the beginning. But then, like I said, after about a month, you see who wants to be here and who doesn't. And when you drop some of those guys, you're ready to rock and roll.
Let's walk down and see your offices here.
Sure.
You have a cardio room.
Yeah, well, this is the assistant coaches right here. So I've got Scotty Sentes, Mike Evans, with some of our guys hanging out right now. Nathan Kreiser is going to be our recruiting coordinator. Bringing on a new volunteer here probably soon. But this is their office space compared to where we used to be. These guys can, do just about anything here. Room for activities, as we'd say. So we'll move on through.
And then where do most of the athletes like to hang out?
So again, my idea was windows everywhere. So I didn't want to be blocked in by walls, and so we have windows through the offices, as you can see. So this is a conference room. Guys will come in here, hang out, talk with the assistants. The conference room. Right in here, we'll meet with recruits in here. Parents, guys will use this as a study area. As well as the study areas we got. We got tables all through here, so you might find 3 or 4 guys in here studying at any given time, or watching TV or watching a movie. My office, big windows again, windows that see through. I love this hallway. Love it for recruiting, for parents. They get all the information as they walk down and see all the accolades of the program now and the changes that have been made. Storage closet behind here. And then, like any program, you don't always see a lot either. I mean, you see some bikes down at the end, but we fully equipped this cardio room here. 2 treadmills with a motor, treadmill without the motor. We got 10 Aerodyne bikes, so we can have 10 starters going at once. I didn't want to, do the shifts of 5, so we've got the guys going to be competing in the lineup going at once on the Aerodynes, and then if we want to put them through a spin, we put them through a spin. We got the stepper. Again, we got windows in here, so a lot of light. And that's the thing. I think most wrestling rooms always felt like a dungeon, a place, and we're used to that too. But after a while, it can bring you down a little bit, and so the light was big for us, and so it's been awesome. And graphics here, we put some giant graphics on the walls, and we still have some more to do. We're getting ready to do graphics on the outside of the windows as people walk by, and I think you saw the original one when we went in.
And then as far as just the personality of the athlete that comes here for this style of wrestling, did you see a trend across the board of the kind of wrestler that likes to be part of this program?
Yeah, well, this school academically, we've got some really unique degrees. One of us, our business school has, we're the only ones in the country who offer a degree in wealth and trust management. So we can have someone come here, and if they redshirted and then wrestled, they'd be here 5 years. They can leave with their MBA and their undergrad in that period of time. Homeland Security, I think we're 6 to 8 schools in the country that field is expanding, but with 8 schools in the country, we get a lot of people in Homeland Security. A lot of our guys, I would say 30 to 40% of our guys are Homeland Security. I think wrestlers are wired that way. You can go from Border Patrol, FBI, CIA, NSA, cyber terrorism, counterterrorism. Our dean that sits the head of that program is really intelligent. I think she's on a think tank up in DC in terms of anytime something happens in the world, she's one of the people that goes in and kind of looks at things. Like I said, our business school is unbelievable. Engineering, engineering is a really difficult program. It's new here, and so they want to make sure they put out the best engineers. We've got 6 guys in that program, I believe, and 4 of them got 4.0s. So we get kids, we get that blue collar kind of kid, I think, is what we get. Hardworking. You come here for school, you come here for wrestling, and that's kind of what we attract. And people always ask me my recruiting territory. It's all over. This school has. We bring in kids from as far as Alaska. We're going to have 2 kids from Alaska in our program now, but we've got them from everywhere. Guys from Finland, Mongolia, obviously.
And one more room to the left here.
Yeah. So this is the lounge. This is where mainly the guys hang out. They'll study. They'll eat here. We got a refrigerator in here for them. Again, TVs. So at night, they can come watch movies. They can watch video. We've always got highlights going from the season. Nice hangout area, massage chair, microwave. So all that good stuff for them to come in and relax. And I mean, probably midday, there's probably 6, 7 guys in here hanging out in the chairs, talking, hanging out, sleeping on the couches, doing homework, eating, chilling out in the chair. So that's kind of.
Have you ever sat in that massage chair?
Yeah, I have. It's actually really good. I was hesitant at first, but I had used some. So the guys, it's probably during the season. You walk by, there's somebody always sitting in their chair. Our heavyweights tend to like the chair a lot. So, but you get done with the lift and you got 2 hours to kill or an hour before class. You sit in that chair for 10, 15 minutes and feel pretty good. and then head off to class. But
Thanks, Cary. We appreciate this tour.
yeah, well, you didn't get the best part.
You got more?
Yeah, you got more. It's not done yet.
All right, I like that.
So, another big graphic, our All-American Nathan Kreiser. So then again, the original room, the mats, we had 2 mats that went up against this wall. We had space for like 2 bikes. Put in a pull-up apparatus with these ropes. We've got ropes in the room. These ropes have been great though, because you can fatigue a guy, put him over here, his arms get tired, he can't climb up the rope anymore, and then you can put it back on the mat and drill him some more. And the boxes, the stretch rack. Whiteboard is big for me. You know, I'll typically come in and write down practice, and you know, the guys can see what's going to happen and get mentally prepared. And then if it's an on your own day, we might throw some stuff in there and say, you know, this is the first part, and then you're on your own. And then that's one entryway into the locker room. So the guys' locker room's back here. So completely updated locker room. Originally when I got here, probably about where I'm standing, we had space for 40 guys and we only had about 30 lockers. So these lockers, you know, light up, cool stuff, logos everywhere, hot tubs, cold tubs over here on the corner. I might turn the light back on so you can see that stuff over here. Yeah. And then, so yeah, then they have their hot tubs and cold tubs here to drain right now while we're doing some maintenance on them. But so they come in, change, can walk out that door. This was a hallway right here originally. There's a gym behind us. So we took the hallway, and then our locker room, the coach's locker room, we took over the old lockers, just drug those over here for us. But this was an office. It's now a restroom. That was my office, crammed in there with 3 guys. So this was that hallway. We expanded everything, and now it's efficient. You know, and guys can come in this way or come in that way. And key card swipe, 24-hour access, and probably, you know, 10, 11 o'clock, you always get somebody in here training or doing something.
And then your actual competition space is out here?
Yeah, right now I got some graduations going on. So perfect size arena. Men's and women's basketball, volleyball, wrestling, 3,000 seats. Gets loud, gets noisy. We've got a couple other gyms on campus as well, but this is the main facility. This was built 10 years ago, and now we're actually building a $57 million student center in the middle of campus right now. I don't know, you might have seen the construction when you were coming in, but so.
What's a good crowd for you, Cary?
A good crowd right now is probably about 500-600 is what we're getting up to. We've done a good job of promoting, and every year it's got more and more and more. And like any program, as you start to have more success, you start to see a bigger fan base come out. The big thing we've seen is we've seen support, you know, financially for us from our donors that wrestled here, and then we've got a lot of people who had no connection to Campbell, just like what we've done and seen the progress and change, and that has helped, you know, fill us up. Next year on our schedule of Oregon State coming to us. We're going to Arizona, wrestling Arizona, Iowa State, and I believe Harvard. So now we've got Power Fives coming to us and us going to Power Fives, which was one of the things we wanted to get going with this program down here.
What went into the fundraising for that facility you have now? How long of a process was it? How much did you have to raise?
It was pretty quick. It was, you know, the school stepped up and saw what we had done. We had one conference ever in the history of the program. I think the most it had ever taken to nationals was 1, maybe 2, and that was probably, man, I don't even know, 70s, 80s, back in that time period. So we took 5, had our first All-American, 1 conference, and when we got back, that was the changes, and they said, okay, we're gonna build you a brand new facility, and it was a staff of 2 at first. It was just myself and Trevor Chin, and Quentin Godley. He was here for a short time, and full staff. I mean, we've got a great staff. I mean, in terms of when you look at accomplishments as an athlete, and obviously we know that doesn't make you a coach, but we've got a good staff, and they're into it. So everything just changed really after that 3rd year. Overnight, it just exploded.
What made you attracted to this job in the beginning?
When I was at UNC, we wrestled a triangle down here with Northwestern and Campbell. Never heard of the school. Swore we were lost when we were driving down here. Yeah, and I'd wrestled at a small school. I mean, the first thing I walked in, I kind of looked at it compared to Lock Haven where I competed. We had 2,900 students, I think, when I was there, and we didn't have a $35 million arena. And I just couldn't understand how this school was doing so well. And, it's a private school, and I looked at the arena, and, when the job opened up a few years ago, I never forgot the school. In fact, I walked in, the first day I walked in, I said to my wife, I found this great little Christian school and about 50 minutes from home for our daughters to go to. The place was shocking to me. They've built a brand new building every year since 2006. Last year we built the wrestling room, a $20 million admissions building, and started a $57 million rec center. So they've continually changed. The academics are of high quality, high standard, great professors. And so I was attracted. So when the job opened, I just made a call, and talked to the AD. Really enjoyed the AD, having a conversation with him. Bob Roller, he just left this year. And I was just sold on the place.
There are jobs that some people look at as maybe stepping stone jobs, or some jobs that people look at as destination jobs.
Yeah.
Where does this fit in for you in terms of that? I mean, has it become more of a destination?
Yeah, I don't even think about that stuff when I'm out. Well, I'm here, and a lot of people when I took the place, they're like, why would he take this job? But for me, the goal was always to be a head coach. I didn't look at anybody else's perspective. I only knew what I wanted to do and go in that direction. I wanted to be a head coach. I wanted the opportunity. I didn't want to wait any longer. So the job opened up, and I took it. And I said, well, we'll see what we can do with it and start with it. And it's been tremendous. But I'll tell you this, it doesn't matter how much you really work if you don't have administrative support. That is the biggest thing. And this school has fallen in love with the wrestling program and supported us, since year two, and saw the changes that we happen. We were 9th in the country academically last year, 13th this year. That's really important to them. And so we came in and fixed the academics, fixed the wrestling, got more competitive, and so everything's been uphill. It's been reaching the top of the mountain and continue to go there.
Based on what you said, Lock Haven would probably be a comparable choice. Do you think, could you see yourself wrestling here when you were in college?
When I was in college?
Yeah.
With where they were at before? No. No.
Well, maybe where they are now.
Yeah, where they are now, definitely. When you come down and you see the school, and people are shocked all the time. They don't understand what the school has to offer. When we get people here, they're amazed walking around the campus, seeing the buildings, seeing the donations that roll in for the program, and so that changes it. And so they're shocked when they first get here. And once they see it, then it's like, then you see the facility, and they're all in.
Well, hey, we appreciate this tour. This is fun to see what you're doing and building a program. It's become relevant, and that has to be really a feather in your cap that we're talking about this and people are talking about Campbell wrestling.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate you all coming down.
All right, thanks, Cary.